Hello students. Right now we are discussing the Smith chart and the usage of Smith chart in the microwave, particularly in solving the transmission line problems. As we have discussed earlier, the Smith chart can reduce the complex number computation, and we can visualize the scenario. So these are some of the usages of the Smith chart, where the Smith chart are used to solve the problems of transmission line as well as impedance matching, as well as it is also used for finding out the bandwidth, then the effect of frequency on the bandwidth, the stability of the microwave circuits. So this is the list that what we can find with the help of the Smith chart. So we can find input reactance and susceptance. We can have shunt and series impedances for the transmission line that we can find. Then we can find input impedance of the resonant or anti-resonant stub. Also bandwidth and the Q factor we can find, and we can also observe the variation with the by changing the frequency. We can also have the impedance network using the quarter wave line, then impedance matching using lumped LNC component, and we can also display the complex impedance versus the frequency and S parameters. So S parameter we will going to discuss in the next chapter. So here, if when the characteristic impedance, when the impedance is given, how to find out the reflection coefficient? So first of all, the steps are given here. So first of all, we have to normalize the impedance. Then we have to plot the impedance as we have discussed in the earlier class, and then by intersecting of these two curves, we can find out the value of the reflection coefficient. So from the chart, we find out that point, and from that point, we are able to measure the magnitude and the phase angle of the reflection coefficient. So let's see in the next slide. But first of all, we plot the load. After normalize the load, then find out the resistance circle of 0.5, that is blue one. The red is the arc of the reactance. So this is the point of the impedance. And when we connect it with the center of the Smith chart, we are able to find out the magnitude. So this vector represents the magnitude, and the phase angle, this one, the magenta, is the angle of the reflection coefficient. So that we can read from the outer periphery. Here also we can have this much length, and at the bottom of the Smith chart the scale is given, so we can put that scale and we can find out the value of reflection coefficient. Similarly, when we want to find out the input impedance at any one given point, so first thing is to plot the impedance. Then from that outer periphery we have to move in a given direction. So here our direction is towards the load, towards the generator from the load. So we move in the clockwise direction. So we reach at this point and we connect it with the center of the Smith chart, and then we can get the impedance at any point from the load. So this is the load point. From the load point we move the distance towards the generator, that is clockwise, and we find out the impedance at that point. Once we plot the impedance, then we are able to find out the standing wave parameters like voltage maxima, minima, and SWR. So first of all, when we plot the load, through the load we draw the circle, and the circle which intersects this part of the line on the Smith chart, it is the value of SWR. So we can find the value of SWR in this way, and then the magnitude and angle will give us the voltage of reflection coefficient. In addition to that, this is the point of voltage maxima, and this is the point of voltage minima, right? So in this way we can find all the standing wave parameters using the Smith chart.